Hi there, you're listening to Cinecult, where we pick a weekly movie genre, review a movie with that specific theme, and then discuss where the genre is going, where it's been, and figure out what significance it ultimately plays in cinema's history. As expected, there will be spoilers, and F-bombs are dropped pretty frequently. This week's genre is When Kids Take Charge, and our movie pick is the 1992 movie Three Ninjas. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, we can't dive right in because I have no notes on this movie.
So that's it in the podcast.
That's it. No, I somehow deleted all my notes, so I don't know where to begin. So
let's begin.
Go just out there.
With
Out there.
The scene,
So the training
first
montage.
scene in the movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
with the grandpa.
Like every summer we spend summers or whatever with.
Did you have this memorized?
Yeah, no, it's like the opening narration about Grandpa.
Yeah. And then we had
Yeah.
this whole Grandpa just training him. I don't have much to say about this.
Okay,
scene.
my first note on this is how come none of these kids are Asian? And
That's a very good point.
knowing, watching it, I know that it's totally a studio thing, where it's like, we can't have these kids be Asian. So how can we make Grandpa Asian and keep it as far away from these kids looking Asian as possible?
I think I kind of related to that because my dad is from the Philippines.
Yeah.
I don't look Asian, so I was like, all right, I could see it. I could see why they.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
do you feel like that's like? I feel like they purposely did that. To
I'm sure it was, where it was kind of like, we need to make a white movie for a white audience.
Yeah.
How do we get away with this, but still kind of give it respect to
Yeah.
its actual culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, because it just seems so like so far fetched.
It's a very racist movie.
Yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna say with every movie. It's very racist.
Very racist.
For a movie about karate and ninjas, there's like only 3 Asian people in this entire movie.
That's true. All the ninjas have like, hey Frank, where are you?
Yeah. I was like, who's Dojo?
They're holding like
Well, it's
pistols and machine
yeah,
guns.
it's goofy. Like all these like bad ninjas, they look like average day like Joes. Like they went in for like a hiring process.
Yeah,
and they filled out like their HR forms and stuff like that. And like, all right, throw on this ninja suit, you're good to go. And then I know
It's like their work uniform. Like,
yeah, that's how it doesn't look like there's a bunch of ninjas. It looks like a stereotypical.
Yeah,
ninja.
like I was trying to think about whose like dojo this was. Or like, hey guys, I'm gonna get I'm gonna start up a gang of ninjas. I need 90 people that know how to fight karate. Not shoot guns. We're not gonna shoot guns. We need people that know how to fight karate.
So you're
Fight
saying,
karate?
You're saying fight karate with karate.
Have you ever fought karate
That's
before?
what its job description says. It says like, do you guys know how to fight karate? And then that's how they get all these.
Is this on Monster.com?
This is Craigslist. It's a Craigslist ad.
Going back to the beginning, though, we have all these like scenarios where the kids are getting trained.
Carrying like buckets of water on their shoulders and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like some of it's pretty like legit stuff you've seen a lot of.
Yeah.
Karate ninja movies.
Just imagine like a Rocky montage, but with kids.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Rocky Montage is pretty good.
They're doing some pretty intense stuff.
There's a lot of high-ing, in this movie.
Oh, that Outcast song, Hiya. There's a scene where they're legitimately trying to kill Grandpa, and like they attack him. They're all hidden in these trees, and Grandpa pulls up in his car, and they get out and they're throwing ninja stars at him, and like they're like legit like going after this guy. And I just thought about it. Like, isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's really weird. Like, these kids just hang out at home and they're just waiting to kill
Wait till
Grandpa.
Grandpa comes home.
And then
Was it Tum Tum jumps out of the tree and just like a little dummy? Like,
and he makes that noise like, ah! I remember Matt laughed pretty good at that. Then we go through some like stereotypical like I want to stay here for the summer, dad doesn't pay attention to us, blah blah blah. Then we open up to this next scene where we have this whole like FBI sting operation bus type thing, and the limo pulls up, and you have the main bad guy who's surrounded by ninjas, which doesn't feel natural at all. It kind of okay. This is the way I took it. Are they trying to make it look like the kid's dad is a bad guy when he gets out of the limo?
oh, is he the one that walks out of the limo? Or?
Yeah, he's the first one who gets out of the
you
limo.
don't know it's the kid's dad. Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. Because they bring it into, like, they're like, oh, your dad
Well, I think
does
they're
serious
supposed to
things.
be like FBI sting operation, whatever. So you know.
No, I didn't. It looks like for half a second they're trying to convince you that he's like.
I don't think they're trying to get that complicated with a kid's movie.
And I was like, whoa, like, what a twist. But no, the dad gets out. He's a limo driver. and he helps this. And this is very stereotypical. It's
This guy's weird,
It's like a
right?
Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Sheik.
Yeah, and he gets
Yeah.
out, and that's racist as hell.
Stereo racist.
Stereo
racist. That is
Racism in stereo.
Dolby Digital.
Dolby Digital surround sound.
Whoa. Like that opening, like
So you find out that the Saudi Arabia guy is not
Saudi Arabian at
Saudi
all.
Arabian at all. He works for the FBI. He handcuffs the bad guy, and then
He's actually from New York.
born and raised.
Born and
I do
raised.
gotta point this out though. Okay, this scene has guns in it. How many kids movies in the past 10 years can you think of that had guns in them? Like not even Home Alone. They don't even carry a gun in Home Alone. You know what I mean? Like that's so weird. That was a weird thing to notice. That like it's like they're having a gunfight basically, and it's a kids movie.
Yeah, I guess you don't see it too common.
Yeah, you
No.
don't see it at all.
No.
They try to keep guns away from kids movies. Like period. Like
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good
you
call.
know, and I feel like that's something we can kind of get into with this genre
yeah,
breakdown later on.
yeah. I know, and I'll bring up Kick Ass later on.
I haven't seen it, but all
I'll
right.
still bring it up.
Okay.
So then we have this whole running around, big bust and everything. The main bad guy gets away.
And a sneaky helicopter. The helicopter. How did you? It just popped up.
What's to say in your notes?
A sneaky helicopter. That's it. Just sneaky
okay.
helicopter. I knew exactly.
Well, it's
what I
always
was
like in
talking
the movie where it's like you don't hear anything and then it races
Yeah.
up, and then
I
it's like
hate
loud
that,
as
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's like helicopters are loud. Like how do you?
Whoa, where'd it come from?
And it's like just hanging out in the street. Like no, you hide behind the roof, and then when I come up,
Hey,
I'll
helicopter, hide behind the roof real quick.
I'm gonna say a couple lines, and when I'm done with those lines, that's when you come up.
And then I jump
Like-
onto the helicopter.
Why don't I just hang out on the roof with the helicopter? Like, no. We have to do it like this. It's more
It has
theatrical.
to be perfect.
It has to be perfect. Don't screw this up.
Then following this scene, we got, if I'm correct here, because I don't have any notes, but this is the scene with the ninjas attacking the house and attacking Grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have this whole scene where the bad guy we just saw at the drug bust, or whatever it is, I don't care.
Snyder is the main bad guy's
Snyder.
name. Yeah.
Schneider.
Schneider.
we
Roy
call-
Schneider.
Roy Schneider. Roy Schneider from The Animal.
No.
No,
Don't do it!
Alright, this seems real. It's like it's a busy day though for this whole
Yeah, like where's he
Does-
traveling from? Like into the
Yeah, he
Does he,
goes
run,
to the
does he
city.
take the sneaky helicopter into the woods? Like,
yeah, and he's
the-
like
he probably
do more fighting,
sets
like
it down and takes an Uber. That's my assumption.
he got that free ride because he just downloaded
used the app. He's like, oh, okay. So yeah, we have this whole scene where all these ninjas go to attack Grandpa. He tells the kids to stay in the house. They don't. Then we have this whole...
They use like flower pots.
This isn't a bad, entertaining kids fighting ninjas.
No, this is like the
It's kind
first
of
time you
slapstick,
get to
it's
see
funny.
what the kids are capable of.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
actually, speaking of slapstick, I did read... I didn't read a lot of notes on this movie, but I do remember that they purposely put a lot of sound effects in when they were fighting to tone down the violence. 'Cause
Okay.
they watched it and they're like, this is too violent of a movie.
Oh really?
Add some sound... You'll hear a kid
Like
punch somebody. It's like...
boing.
boing, or
Yeah.
it's like...
Or he hits hits somebody in the
know.
nuts and it makes a slot machine noise. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And they purposely added those in to make it more kid friendly.
That's kind of weird. Like thinking about it, like watching it, you don't really pay attention to it.
No.
Until we're talking about it.
Yeah, I didn't notice it at all, but now I remember it though. It's weird. It's kind of it was very
every time they hit somebody, it's kind of
To make
It's
it
very
like a fun
underwhelming.
kids
yeah.
movie or whatever.
So if you think about it without those sound effects, it probably is a little bit the darker.
oh my nards!
Yeah.
my fucking balls! You tore my dick off.
Come back, you cocksucker!
So they took all that out, and then and now it's more kid friendly. So yeah, we got this pretty entertaining scene, this conversation between Grandpa and Schneider. So then after this, still trying to make sure I'm on the right. This is when we see the kids go back home for the summer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
But it's
they're
like a
back-
quick they see Dad in the driveway or whatever.
Oh yeah, this is a
Oh,
weird
yeah.
scene.
Dad's a
'Cause-
dick.
No, this is great.
This timeline's really weird.
It is. I know what you're gonna say too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're jumping back and forth like city pier,
Yeah, because they're
forest, and then
yeah.
like suburb neighborhood.
Yeah, the kids were able to get back to the neighborhood just in time for the dad to come home from the drug
Oh, I think
deal.
they took the sneaky helicopter from the woods. Too.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, it's weird. They get home, and once they get home, Well, we have the introduction of the whole Rocky loves Emily thing.
Yeah.
Man, you were on this, dude.
That's a big thing.
Yeah,
about
like, it's a
Jon.
major plot point in this movie.
Rocky loves Emily. Don't forget.
What's in the box?
What's
Can we
Rocky
talk
loves
about
Emily.
We haven't seen Gwyneth Paltrow now for 45 minutes.
Well, no, and then they pull home, they get out, and like, Mom, Dad, and they give hugs. And when they go run up to the dad is talking to, sure, you're there in the meeting in the morning, blah, 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 and he tells him all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. That was
And then
weird.
his kids come up and talk to him. He's like, sorry, kids, gotta go. And then he gets in the car with his agent, and he's like, I'm pretty sure he's just saying goodbye.
Yeah, he
and then
was just saying goodbye.
And then the kids run up, he's like, gotta go. And they're just kind of like, drive.
Like, why'd you come home?
Fuck out of here.
Like, I don't understand. This timeline's so weird. It's like, why was he even at home? Like,
What was the point?
what was the point of coming
Yeah.
home?
I have no
Like,
idea.
It's so weird, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah. Nothing. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, if you watch the movie, viewers, listeners, if you watch the movie, think about that. It makes no sense.
Then we go back to, the kids are pretty much at home now.
Is it Rocky's talking to Emily with a cannon and string? Like
The
a string?
cannon string,
Yeah.
yeah. Which, I hated watching movies like this as a kid because it made it seem like it's such a normal thing. Like, yeah, the girl next door that you're in love with, she lives next door to you, dude. And
Yeah.
you got this can, you guys can talk all the
Yeah,
time.
you ever tried this when you were a kid?
Yeah, the cannon string works.
Does it?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Hand to God.
We'll be right back. We're gonna try it
Yeah,
out.
I want. We need to test this because I want to see the distance. Because
well, no,
like,
the
from
trick,
house to
no,
house.
the trick to it is it doesn't. It's not a distance thing.
They do. No, they don't do it.
It's
Big.
you have to. The string has to be completely tight when you do it.
Yeah.
Oh, the
And-
vibrations or something.
Yeah, and then the vibrate, and then once you do it, then you can hear it. I've done it before.
Really?
I did it with myself.
Let's go out to the field and actually test this. And we'll test how far we have to be away. Because
So, like, how long? Like, what's the distance? Like, if you just
You
stretch
can be
it
as
out,
far
like-
as you want. It
like-
just has to be tight, and it's got to be. Yeah, it's legit.
Is there a certain string you got to use?
You got to use speaker wire.
That's a microphone.
Yeah, use a micro. Yeah, you hook up 2 microphones to each end.
What? You're talking about walkie-talkies?
And there's gonna be an outlet
Yeah.
nearby.
Yeah,
Okay.
And then,
do it for the power. You
yeah,
know, yeah.
and then you're
So
good
you
to
can
go.
charge your phone on and text them. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Hey, listen.
So then we see them like we're kind of seeing like they're bonding, these 3 brothers in the room. Then we get another Rocky loves Emily.
Oh man, dude, they only say it like once in this movie.
No, they don't. They say it
But then-
numerous amount of times.
Oh man,
Anyway, so then we get the kids. It shows them. I don't know at what point we see this cutscene, but it cuts back to Schneider, and he's talking to his goofy henchman or whoever this guy is. He's like, I want those kids kidnapped, blah blah blah, so he can get the dad off his back.
this guy's really obsessed with the kids, like for no reason.
Yeah.
It's a
whatsoever.
big plot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the.
You okay?
Yeah.
Is this Matt's confusing corner?
Oh, man, timeline confusion.
As we're talking about this, Matt has his arms inside his shirt too, and he just looks so confused.
It's so cold down here tonight.
And then he goes, "Yeah, I want these kids kidnapped." He's like, "Hey, I got 3 of my cousins. They'll do a great job."
Oh, is that who they are? They're just cousins?
It's 3
Or
of
like-
3 of his nephews or something,
Oh,
or one of his
yeah.
nephews and their
I
friends.
didn't
or-
think it was any family relation.
No, it is family.
Let's go
relation.
back.
I thought it was
and
just
watch
like
it.
I thought it was just like associates or something.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I haven't returned that movie at all.
You haven't returned it?
No.
Oh my gosh.
With the guy have like $10,000 worth of late fees.
Yeah, because
oh,
it's
God.
from Blockbuster.
It's okay. I still have next week's movie. I still have that.
Jesus.
So every day is another $1.
Okay, so all right, let me ask you guys, what do you think of these 3 guys performing?
These are the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I
mean,
think they are
yeah,
too.
yeah,
They like
yeah.
they're pretty funny. Even though that guy is like very obviously Ted Theodore Logan.
It's the dude from
No, it is.
from summer school.
Yeah.
He's from summer school.
He was
He's
the
like,
jock. in
Oh
summer school.
shit, it is. No
Yeah.
kidding.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the not the stripper,
No,
right?
he's the guy that like helps out the pregnant
pregnant
girl.
one, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. No kidding, man.
Man,
Wow, that
you're
just
super
blew
giddy
my
right now.
mind. No way.
We have another instance of that for the next week's
Next
movie.
week, my mind will be blown. Yeah, these guys are the best part of the movie, and it shows them in a convenience store, and they're complete stoner,
Yeah,
or
they're just
whatever,
like doofuses,
Yeah.
pretty much.
and they love Metallica.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
love
they
Metallica.
bought so many stickers and they're just wasting it on a phone booth.
Yeah, man, I put
Yeah.
one on my car, one on my skateboard.
Yeah. One in your like your binder, your trapper keeper.
There's like $3
Yeah.
stickers.
Yeah, they are. There's
I don't even know where you got them from. Like,
We should ask the producers.
Yeah.
Wait, where'd you get $3? How'd you get $3 Metallica stickers?
Matt Metallica?
Matt Metallica.
The Matt Metallica cover.
Matt Alucard. Matt Alucard.
What?
I don't
That's my old email.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Matt Alucard. Dracula backwards.
For those who don't know.
For those who don't know, it's Dracula backwards.
Yeah, so it cuts back from the three guys in the store, and it cuts back to the bedroom. I know you two wanted to bring this up about when they say that PC moment
Oh, man.
calling Tum Tum a retard.
He says, "My brothers are retarded.
Rocky calls
My
both of
are
the brothers,
retarded."
Colt and Tum Tum,
Yeah.
and they're singing the song. He's like, "This is just my retarded brothers."
Which is so shocking to hear. I don't know why. Like in
Yeah.
a kids movie, you're like, oh no, you're like this movie's got to
Yeah.
be rated R.
Yeah.
Like,
It's gotta be NC-17 for
Got
sure.
it.
They use
Hard
the
R.
R word.
is this an HBO original? Like,
This is just as bad as Oz.
Oh, you know what part we left out though?
what?
We totally left out talking about
The beginning of the movie.
the beginning of the movie when it says three ninjas.
The opening title sequence.
When the girl gets her bike stolen by the other kid.
That's
Oh,
next
yeah.
day.
No, that was we skipped it.
No, it is
actually.
because
We talked
Emily's,
about the Metallica-
Emily's first introduced in the bedroom, right?
Wait, what?
Like in the the string and like the string, the can of string, whatever. Can of worms, the can of worms,
I don't know what movie you watched.
the can of snakes, the surprise snakes. No, because they do that and then they wake up to go to school the next morning, right?
Yeah, they wake up the next morning, they run out and they get on their bikes.
And they're terrorizing all the neighbors.
yeah, they're complete dicks.
They're like
Yeah.
kicking trash out of people's hands
Yeah.
and stuff. And then the girl runs into the bullies, right?
Well, the kids take off a side path.
Where they're doing like their whole like ramping off.
Yeah, they're
stuff.
ramping off, and the girl goes off on the side street. And then they keep going, and then somehow she runs into these bad kids who are just annoying.
It's kind of a dick move right here. That's like, who would steal a little girl's
Well,
bike? Like,
Well, he's just getting the bike for her sister.
oh, is that? Did he say that?
So
I
he's,
think
he's
so.
doing like a nice deed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
He's looking out for his little
I was like,
sister.
man, that's not gonna do you any good in high school, dude. And you're like, yeah, I stole bikes from all the girls that I go to school with now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Nobody
understand.
wants to date me because I'm overweight and I'm a loser. I might as well just die. No, that's probably his dialogue.
It's that Matt's realistic corner.
Welcome to Matt's reality twist.
Matt's reality bites.
That's
Reality fights.
reality fights.
Well, that got dark. Well, no, what doesn't make any sense to me is the kids take off with the bike, and then the three brothers show up, and she's pissed off. And, she's like-
Where were you guys?
and then they don't do anything about it.
Kicking
Like-
trash around.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
They like look down the street, and then all the kids are there still with the bike. And they're like, oh man, it's like, go get it back. Like,
Fucking
Yeah.
jump kick that dude in the face and take that bike back.
Yeah, I was like, what a shit boyfriend. Like,
Yeah.
you know? Man.
Does that man? That really.
That's it. But, like, coming from, like, okay, you put it in perspective, and later on in this movie, they kick the shit out of 3 adult males, and it's like, you guys can't take 5 kids that are your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no, Grandpa told us not to use karate for violence. It's for
Is that the scientist from Simpsons?
it's for
It sounded
innocent giving. Like, it's so stupid. It's like, kick his ass, dude. I don't understand, like, when they always, like, they push that a lot, where they're like, look, karate is an art, and it's supposed to be respected.
Yeah, as a
And
last resort.
it's like, no, it's for ass kicking. When somebody takes your girlfriend's bike,
I'm gonna
you
say,
hand out an ass kicking.
it's all used for ass kicking.
Like, I don't understand why. Like, it's like, no, it's like we can resort to a basketball game.
Yeah.
We'll beat them in a basketball game later, guys. Don't worry. Let's not kick their ass right now.
man,
Stupid.
that was a good rant you just put on.
Friggin'. All right, you are now leaving Matt's reality corner.
Jeez. And by the way, I don't agree with anything you just said.
What?
I don't know, karate. I mean, if you have to use it for self-defense, I get it. But you don't just go pick fights with people.
They stole your girlfriend's bike, and you're gonna be like,
My girlfriends? Wait, I have a girlfriend?
all right, say this was your girlfriend Kim from when you were a kid. Like, what if like a bunch of boys? I'm putting you in the movie here.
Okay,
And
I'm
they
gonna jump
stole
back 20 years ago.
and you knew how to like just like you knew how to kick ass, right? And then they took your girlfriend's bike. What would you do?
Let him have it, man.
Why?
Because we'll play basketball later on.
Oh my god!
I'll beat him in a basketball match.
You don't know that. What if they get like? What if they leave? They're like, "Good thing we're moving tomorrow," and then they move away with your girlfriend's bike. Like, man, I guess that basketball game never.
Well, now
popped
just
up.
deliver newspapers and buy our new one.
Ooh.
That's very noble,
Yeah.
but let's be honest. Christmas tree. That's stupid.
Christmas tree. Your new nickname, Christmas tree. His new nickname is Christmas tree.
Okay, here's the backstory on that. When Chris was a kid, somebody called him Christmas Tree,
That's
and he
real?
beat the shit out of him in a baseball field, and he got like suspended for it.
None of that happened.
So the fact that Chris is saying he wouldn't fight, that was a story about Chris fighting, where he started it.
Well,
He's like,
okay, only like 5% of that story was true. But I didn't use karate. I chose to use more like street fighting.
oh yeah,
Okay.
Two,
smashed a kid's
turbo.
face and-
Street Fighter Z Turbo.
He smashed some kid's face in the soldering iron.
he ate your heel.
Wow, I don't know what any of that part was. You might have to take that entire part out of this podcast.
What do you mean? It's a valid point that I'm giving you right there. That like you.
We have
like,
talked for like 20 minutes about this bike scene.
Well, because what I don't understand is why you're not on level with me about this. That you're saying that you wouldn't fight. You're like,
I don't
no,
think
wouldn't."
karate is more. It's a fighting style, but it's also a way of mind. That's pretty
Whoa,
accurate.
whoa.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
adorable, but
That's adorable.
Sensei Chris over here.
yeah,
Hey,
that's really cute. But let's be honest, man.
it's a lifestyle.
You do it to kick ass. Like you fight karate. You fight karate to kick ass.
I drink beer and do karate. That's what I'm all about.
Drink beer to get drunk. You learn karate to kick ass. You watch football to get jacked.
America. Wow.
What's fucking jacked?
I'm sorry, I should have said UFC.
Oh yeah.
Totally like.
Yeah, you should have. Well, I don't know how to follow any of that
Right
up.
after.
Bike scene. Then we have the basketball scene.
Is that like directly after? Or?
It's pretty soon after.
Okay.
Oh yeah. They can't. All right, here's my. All right, I'm gonna talk about a little bit. The bike
Man,
thing
you
for
were
a
on
second.
today. Go ahead. What corner?
Why
is
would they
this?
not? Okay, if you don't want to get the bike back, and it's like, well, first off, it's like I want to be noble by not using my karate, but I also want to be. I also don't want to be a snitch and tell the teacher that kid stole my girlfriend's bike. You know what I mean? Like, why didn't they just tell the teachers? So because that led into the kids with the basketball game.
Oh, thanks for that haunting introduction.
I'm trying to use all my notes in this podcast. I'm almost done. I only got a couple because I fell asleep at the end of this movie.
It's true.
Oh yeah, Matt does fall asleep at the end of this.
I did, man. My notes just drop off about a half an hour.
It's just a
before the
bunch of
movie's
the
up.
same letter after. He's holding
It's a
down.
bunch of Z's.
So we have this whole basketball game where the kids that stole the bike challenge the other kids, the three ninjas at basketball, and the three ninjas go, "All right, we'll play to 10. We'll give you guys 9." And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, that's really ballsy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty.
If you would have
yeah.
lost, I would have felt like an idiot. Like,
all these kids have to do is score 1 point and it's over.
But they
Like,
do lose in the end anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. You had a note about this, didn't you? I could have sworn you had something off online.
Oh,
Didn't a kid break his nose during this or something?
I think didn't Cole actually get punched or something?
I remember reading something like his nose actually got broke or.
here, hold on a second. We did have a comment about this. I think you brought it up. I remember you talking about it.
I think you just said it.
Yeah, dude. My notes end with, "Why would he drink that cup?" I was like,
Man, your notes never fail.
Oh my god, they're so good.
By never fail, I mean always fail.
So the two ninjas minus some Tum win the basketball game. Don't know. If
Yeah, why didn't they get like a third kid and then get Tum Tum in this little basketball match?
He's too small.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah.
been fun having him like throwing jelly beans under people's like feet. Like,
Yeah. So then after this, we keep cutting back and forth to the three stoners.
Yeah.
What they're up to. They stake out the house. They're hiding in the van. They want burritos. Like, who cares?
yeah.
yeah, they're pretty entertaining though. Like,
Oh yeah, every time they're on screen, I'm listening.
I almost
Yeah.
want to see that movie instead of the kids movie, where it's about a bunch of stoners that try to steal kids.
Oh,
I bet it'd be a really entertaining movie. Where I just fail at every attempt, like, oh man,
He's got
again, dude.
three stoners.
three stoners.
Yeah, three centers. I think that's what the three ninjas eventually grow up to be. Three stoners.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe there's like a parallel thing here that they're trying to explain.
That's
like,
their future selves.
if they didn't learn karate, their future selves were going to be these three stoners.
That's kind of...
You know what I mean?
Dude, you could write a thesis paper on
Yeah, like
this.
if you don't know karate, you're going to be a stoner. What?
What?
Wait, what?
Anybody hear that?
What?
So we have a bunch
That
of
noise.
cutscenes, nothing really important. But then we get a babysitter who's babysitting the three kids for the night.
Yeah.
Because the parents are going out for a night in the town.
Yeah,
Babysitter is your stereotypical
Old lady.
old lady. Cut to the three kids hanging out in the bedroom.
They find that picture of Grandpa and Snyder.
Yes, and they realize they're like Grandpa's a
And then
bad guy.
Yeah, they don't trust Grandpa anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. For like a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elliott does go on for like a second.
Yeah.
This is never really brought up again.
I felt like, okay, when I saw the babysitter, like, I was like, man, this movie is very
This is
90s.
hot.
This is hot. This movie is very 90s.
I'm ready to go.
But when I saw that, like, the babysitter, like, it was so stereotypical, like 90s, that I thought like it was like a Nerf gun commercial.
Yeah.
Or like a GAC
Yeah,
commercial.
that's
You
what
know
Well,
what I
like,
mean?
it was like the shot of the grandma's. It was like a fisheye like lens or whatever. And
Yeah.
It's like low angles. It's like authority. you
Yeah,
know,
I thought
kinda
like they were gonna like fly around like in those old Capri Sun commercials.
they
like,
turned into like,
like,
they turned into liquid metal.
What commercial was that for?
I think it's Capri,
Capri
Sun.
Sun.
Was it Capri Sun?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids like turned to
Yeah.
like
yeah, it's like, but it was
turned into
so.
a bunch of T1000s.
But yeah, so she comes in, and the three kids find out Grandpa is best friends with Schneider. Three stoners ring the doorbell, and this is when chaos ensues. Ensues? It sounds weird. You ever say a word, and you're like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the. Every time I say the.
Yeah, it happens.
I'm like, what?
Every
Happens-
time.
happens
What?
often, too.
I'm like, fighting karate?
Is that
doesn't-
how you
Fighting karate doesn't sound So the three stoners break in. They pretend to be pizza delivery men. Smash pizza in Grandma's face. Mm-hmm. That sounds like an awesome like album name.
Smash pizza.
Smash pizza. Smash pizza in Grandma's face. No, it
That's
doesn't.
very 90s. That's a very 90s title.
Smashing never mind.
Smash Pizza Hut. in
Smashing-
Grandma's face.
Smashing pizza in Grandma's face. They lock her in the closet, and then Colt or one of the other kids see what happens, and like, good news and bad news.
Oh yeah.
Like, Pizza Man just banged the babysitter. And they're like, what's the bad news? He's like, we weren't invited. And he said, what's the bad news? He's like, they got guns. So now we have this whole Home Alone thing for the next
Yeah.
Yeah,
half
but
an
this
hour.
is what I meant. Like, they have guns in this. Like, they're not crowbars like Home
Yeah,
Alone.
I remember. Yeah.
Like, they have like legit like 38s, and they're like, worst case scenario, they're gonna blow these kids away. Like, if they
Yeah.
act up.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I'm like, this is risky business.
It's early. No, this is Three Ninjas.
Yeah.
No, this is early 90s, so they can get away with it. I don't know. They'd probably make some big deal about it now. It doesn't bother me. I think everybody's so damn PC these days anyway.
Yeah.
So we have this whole sequence of events. The three stoners walk up into the bedroom, and all the kids hide out. And then
They get their masks and stuff and their outfits.
yeah, because they get these masks and the bidding.
Was it Tum Tum says let's myrtleize them?
Yeah, which I've never used that word in my life.
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't even know what it means. Does anybody know what it means?
The Urban Dictionary definition is to defeat or destroy a person or a group of people when fighting for something you believe in.
Well, that's kind of cool.
I think that was stolen from this movie.
Might be.
That's weird. That's weird that they would kick these guys' asses, right? And not kick those guys that stole the bike earlier.
It's true. But
Weird.
they probably felt bad because like kids,
Oh,
they
yeah.
kind of see themselves as adults.
Oh.
So there's like, you know, like they perceive they have like
pride thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a pride thing.
Okay.
They don't want to feel bad when they beat their ass. You know.
Like, yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rocky, this could be our chance. If we can take these three robbers ourselves, then maybe Dad will see that our ninja training's worth it. Yes! Should we do it? Let's myrtleize them.
Well, then it cuts to this whole thing where it zooms in on Colt, and he goes, "This is my house." He's like, "I won't let them in." And then, oh wait, it's
they're
Home
they're
Alone.
already.
That's Home Alone.
I was like, they're already inside. Hey, bro, they're already inside.
We can't let them in.
Hey, guys are standing right by you.
I don't get this next 20 minutes because they know karate, but instead they do all these like pranks.
Relax, go.
Yeah.
Was it
hide out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much space in this house to like
Jelly beans.
run.
There are jelly beans on the floor.
Which,
Like,
He actually does use the
jelly.
he actually does use jelly beans, right?
Yeah, he does use jelly beans.
Do you guys remember chasing like your brother or your brother chasing you around the house
Yeah.
when you were a kid?
It's like, yeah.
And it's like it was a really quick chase, right? Like it's all and like I mean it's like you know what I mean, like the
It's like
basically
tight corners, you know, kind of
yeah,
like
yeah, and it's like
short distance.
I feel like they always lose them in this house, but this house isn't that big. They run into a room like, oh man, where'd they go?
Yeah.
And it's like they're in this room with you, like
Yeah.
just split up. And
Yeah, it's
kick
probably
the
not that big
doors.
of a house, but yeah, they make
Yeah.
it look.
Do you know
like,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like it's like there's 45 minutes just in this one area, and it's just like, why are they not just like kicking in every door and just grabbing these kids out and throwing them
Yeah.
out
It's a pretty good point, actually.
the house? You know.
Well, I don't want to go through every single scene, but I mean, we got.
But it is a kids movie, so you gotta remember this. We
You
can't
gotta
like,
have fun
cut
with
our-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't be like we can't do reality check.
Now, if it was Kevin McAllister's home, I could see that. 'cause
yeah,
that's a
but
big house.
That was
actually,
a
no,
big house,
no,
yeah.
now I'm gonna rip on it because in Home Alone it makes a lot of sense.
It's a huge house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like they set it up like
You do kind of get like a sense of the layout and
the
Home
geography
Alone.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Like they keep trying to get into this area and he's
Yeah.
over in this area. You know,
all we
what I
see
mean?
is like that there's a kitchen, like stairs, and then just the upstairs like bedroom.
yeah,
Like, you don't really know what
Yeah.
else there is.
yeah. There's like
Well, we get a scene where Colt paints himself all white, hides out in this room that they're repainting, punches some guys. You're like, boing.
yeah, a lot
Yeah, it's
higher.
kind of like,
Hiya!
hiya! Yeah,
Hiya!
it is.
And then like the super cheesy like '90s music, like real happy,
Oh, yeah,
go
yeah.
lucky. Whatever. There you go.
Like,
I think it's exactly
That's
that.
spot on. Yeah.
yeah, it's spot on.
And then we get scenes where I don't know, where he takes some ties and he ties them together and he wraps around the guy's neck.
Yeah, that one's like actually kind of
Oh.
dark. He's like
Yeah.
choking that
And he's
dude
like-
to death.
he's like
He's like, die! He has his like foot on his back, and he's like pulling his hard. Die!
Freaking die! We got okay, this is one I always took with me. When he throws the CDs at him,
Yeah.
every time I throw a CD, that's
Was it- Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
just when he throws them, every time I throw a CD at somebody, now that I do it like every day, it probably sounds like every day at my job, when I throw CDs at someone, I always think of that damn movie.
Yeah.
Jelly beans on the floor,
Yeah.
which you would not slip.
No, you just like crush them.
You just crush them and be like, oh, that's a waste of jelly beans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
you feel stupid. Like,
Yeah.
damn,
Were they marbles or were they jelly beans?
they're jelly beans.
Jelly
Are they
beans,
jelly?
yeah.
Okay.
They're jelly beans.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you have the best gag is the X-Lax,
Yeah.
which
Makes no sense.
I could tell. Like, I see your notes from here.
Yeah, and it says it couldn't take a dump. I don't know what I was trying
Who's
to
it?
say. Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Somebody asked what that is, and they're like, "Remember when they gave it to Tum Tum a year ago when he couldn't take a dump for 3 days or something?"
Oh yeah, and I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
3 days.
That's what I mean by like the geography though in this movie. Like they're sitting in the living room, like mixing up this drink. Where the hell are these three guys?
Yeah, they're just like upstairs.
they're just upstairs. Like, can you hear the kids talking in the living room? Like around a
I think
a nice frosted Coke.
dude is choking right above you.
Yeah, like the guy is like hanging
Guys.
from the balcony, like
let me go.
and they're like making this drink, and like it's like a side story thing. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
walk, you know what I mean? Like
It actually
The
is like kind of a
timing's weird.
huge like 3-minute scene, which is like a long time.
yeah, and they're
It
just
is.
talking about it.
Well, yeah, because they put all this X-Lax in this soda that they have.
and you don't even know if it's
and
gonna work.
They don't
Like,
even know it's gonna work, and they're gonna try to get the bad guys to drink it. So what they do is they throw these like pepper
bombs.
these
or
pepper
something.
bombs at their face, and then it makes them thirsty because I guess some of it got in their mouth. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not gonna neutralize the pepper.
Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it should have been a nice cold glass of milk.
Yeah, some bread.
Some bread.
Eat some bread.
Ooh, this loaf of bread's really
Eat some
good.
bread.
ooh, this bread is good. What if Tum Tum walks
Tum Tum
in?
does say that.
And Tum Tum walks in next, like he's drinking the soda, so the bad guys will want it. And he goes, this stuff is good. And it's so exaggerated. And the bad guys go running over it, and like, we need that soda because it's
He said it's good. We need it.
he knows what he's talking about. He does Zag Guide Guide every year.
Here's a bowl cut. His style is awesome.
We're victims of advertisement.
Stuff is good!
Give me that! Hey!
So the two of the guys drink it while the other guy's still hanging. And,
That dude is hanging.
Guy's like,
He's hanging for like the entire movie.
but when you actually see it, like, he could easily just stand up. Like, it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
like, whatever. So they get him up, confront the kids, and then two of the guys are like, dude, I got some major, I don't know, whatever, like stoner talk from the 90s is, but, you know, their stomachs start hurting, they have to run to the bathrooms, and at some point during this, Rocky calls Emily over through the cans.
Yeah.
So she comes over to...
Oh, no, it's, the bad guys call her.
Oh, yeah, and I think we laughed pretty hard at this, didn't we? I don't know why we laughed hard at this when the bad guys call over Emily, and they're like, hey, like... I don't know why we laughed at this. Does anybody remember?
Yeah, I wrote it down and I said laughing with the stoners.
I think we were just laughing because we thought it was a funny
Because
scene.
he's just talking a high pitch, like, hi, I'm Rocky.
He's like, hey, you want to come over? And we're like, we thought it was hysterical for some reason.
You know what though? I don't get is like, okay, they're asking this girl to come over, right? But it's like they can't even handle 3 kids. Like they're like, let's add another.
Let's add one more,
another
yeah.
kid.
One more kid we can't deal with.
She might know karate. Like, what's gonna happen
Yeah.
if they introduce another person with karate?
You know, she walked in with like a shotgun or something.
Oh,
She's
shit.
like, damn it, we failed.
It just turns into RoboCop. Just
Blowing people's dicks off. So she comes over and tries to help out. Two of the stoners in the bathroom. And
What happens to her? Because she disappears. Right?
yeah, she does
Oh,
disappear.
okay, this is my last note on this whole thing. Okay, one of them is
Then he falls asleep after
This
this.
is when Matt falls asleep.
they hold a gun to the kid's head, and I thought that was pretty dark. Like
Yeah.
they actually like I think they use it with her.
Oh yeah, they do.
They hold a gun to her head.
Yeah.
Like it's like wow, it's pretty intense. But my last note on here is like they defeat these guys, right? And then she goes over to the drink with a laxative in it.
Oh, yeah, they
and
say-
she's like, Coke. And it's like they're like, no, don't drink that. And it's like, why would you just ever?
She's like,
pick
why
up-
not? Like, that's doo-doo butter.
Yeah, that's what they
That's
said.
what he said. It's doo-doo butter.
You write the permanent marker on it. It says duty butter. He's like, don't drink it. Duty butter is never good.
Yeah, just the way she's like Grinch, like, oh, thank God, advertising.
Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like, why would you ever pick up a drink that you found?
Do you do butter and just like a skull and crossbones? Like, don't drink that. It's bad news.
If this movie taught me anything, it's don't drink anything.
Ever?
Oh, like ever?
Ever.
I only do solids.
If you don't make that drink for yourself, don't drink it. Ever. That's my last note. I don't know.
Okay, so Matt's kind of out of the podcast at this point.
But I do have to bring up this side note, though.
Okay.
Okay, I started falling out a little bit, and I was, like, really, really tired. And, like, I fell asleep, and I was kind of drifting in and out of the movie, and I was able to finish the movie, but I was unable to finish out any notes. And then at the end of the movie, I fell asleep. I woke up an hour and a half later, and Honto was asleep next to me, and Chris was asleep over there on the couch. And I think it was something in the pizza that we ate, because we got a
I think
pizza.
it was some of that doo-doo butter in that
I think that doo-doo butter, because we all, like,
Well,
clonked
when we
out.
started this movie, we were ready to go. We had 2 pizzas.
Oh, we were
had
like
some-
laughing and stuff.
We had a couple
like,
beers.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, all right, we're ready to go.
But we
And then
all-
we all like took a nap at the end of the movie.
Yeah, we
and
all
we're
fell
like,
asleep on top of each other, and we all, like, woke up.
No, that's not how it happened. That's
I woke up and I was like in Honto's arms, and like the movie was like it had that old static thing, like with the VCR tape.
Yeah,
like,
okay, yeah.
the American flag was up.
it was like
the-
dur, 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 dur. And I was like, I woke up and everybody was asleep, and I was like, what the hell?
what year is this?
What year is
year?
this? What happened? And we didn't do the podcast.
Yeah.
Flash
Yeah.
forward a week later, and now we're doing it.
Okay, back to the movie.
That was my side note.
So
So they
then
defeat the bad guys, and then Snyder, or no, his like right hand dude,
his right hand dude, and then
Sub-Zero
Odd
from,
Job.
no,
Well,
Sub-
yeah,
it's
I know.
Sub-Zero.
He looks
from,
like Odd Job.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sub-Zero shows up. They capture the kids, and then they take them away.
To
Then-
the freighter or whatever.
Yeah, they take him to some ship, like a water ship.
Yeah, it's a water ship.
Oh yeah, they go to that water ship, and they.
Yeah,
put
you're asleep at this point.
Yeah,
so
you're asleep.
sorry.
Go to bed.
No talking.
it. Sorry,
You got school in the morning.
Yeah, it's going on.
I'm not 16.
But before we see this whole
27.
shipper scene, we see all like the FBI and all the cops outside the house.
Yeah.
And then Grandpa comes out.
Oh, it's like a fog mist.
Oh, okay, I remember.
Yeah,
that.
Grandpa.
You see the silhouette or
It was
whatever.
really
like
weird.
and like we just like imagine like he walked all the way there in his ninja outfit.
But it's like the silhouette makes him look like huge, you know?
Yeah,
and
he
when
just
walks in
shows up.
It's like a 2 foot tall grandpa, like in a
Yeah.
ninja suit.
Senile Grandpa shows up.
It's one of the kids.
We gotta get him back.
They show up at a police or an FBI investigation dressed up like a ninja. They like Tell your grandpa to go home. They're like, what the hell is this?
It's like if it's like 12-year-old Matt showed up in a Batman costume. He's like, I'll help you guys.
Where's the crime? They're like, well, this woman over here was raped and murdered. I'm like,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Where's the crime?
So we're looking for a raper. The raper. And murderer.
Then we kind of go to the whole shipper thing. Kids are being... this last, 15-20 minutes is pretty boring.
But it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then all these ninjas are just practicing martial arts, on the freighter.
That's true.
Like, they have a dojo in this freighter that's, super run down or whatever. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. We see that the kids are in jail. They escape. They run around. We have, a 10-minute fight sequence. Is Emily with them on this?
No, that's what I was asking. What happened to her?
Oh, yeah, she's gone at this point, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they just left
I think they just killed her.
Yeah,
Emily's
Emily's
put a bullet
dead.
in her head, and they just left her.
Yeah.
With the grandma.
So the kids escape from jail, and there's this whole scene.
It's like a total Batman, Tim Burton Batman, going through floor by floor, specialty, bad guys or whatever.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
Villains per room kind of type deal.
It's very video game like.
Yeah, essentially.
And what are you talking about? You didn't even watch it.
Yeah, you're asleep.
I said I was in and out, man. I kept waking up, and I was like, "There's odd job."
Then my note says here, there's a lot of Boing and slide whistles happening.
Yeah. And then we get to the main fight scene at the end. Grandpa shows up.
Well, they actually.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this at all. Actually,
No.
At the very beginning of the movie, Grandpa presents a doll, and that if you kick it or punch it in the right spot,
it's certain pressure points, basically.
It'll ding, and it'll let you know you're hitting the right spots. Well, that's the only time we see it throughout the movie is at the beginning, and then they fight this Sub-Zero / Oddjob guy at the end, and every time they kick him in the balls, it goes ding.
Yeah.
Or if they,
at first they're kicking at him, and it's not working.
yeah.
And then if they remember the training.
Yeah, and they remember if they kick him in the right spots.
AKA the balls.
Yeah, over and over.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. And then he goes down.
Sub-Zero, more like Plane Zero. I don't have any notes.
Such a good follow. I don't have any notes.
I have nothing to say here.
I don't have any notes either. Technically, Hanta should be the only one talking.
Do you have notes?
I do have a few notes.
Okay. I had nothing to say about this ending.
Well, then Grandpa shows up and he fights Schneider. And this is the big...
Yeah.
And doesn't Grandpa get killed?
No, he gets pretty severely beaten up.
He snaps, what's his name's neck though, doesn't he? Doesn't he land his
Tum-tums?
He kills
He
his
lands
own
his
grandson.
kneecap on his neck. That's why you should stick to playing basketball games instead of playing karate.
Yeah, playing karate.
Playing
Yeah.
karate.
That's what verbatim.
So Grandpa gets his ass kicked, and then... Is that when the FBI shows up?
Well, Grandpa gets a drop on him because he uses Tum-Tum's jelly beans to choke him to death.
Oh, yeah. Which is so goofy, because, Grandpa's getting ready to fight.
Well, pre-fight.
He's like, Grandpa. He's like, here, use these. And he hands him a handful
It's kind of
of jelly
that's a
beans.
dirty move, to use.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
what does he do?
It's like
He
a
hands
typical
Tum-Tum.
powder in the eyes. You know.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. No, he hands Tum-Tum these jelly beans.
No, Tum-Tum
hands him jelly beans. He's like, Grandpa, use these for the fight. And so, Grandpa and Schneider are fighting.
He's picking up Grandpa with 2 hands.
And then Grandpa shoves all these...
jelly beans down his throat, and he's choking.
And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard the original ending for this was that he had a fistful of peanut butter, and the guy had a peanut allergy, and he rubbed it all over his face, and the guy died in front of everybody. It was a real dark ending.
It's pretty dark.
Give my EpiPen. Give my EpiPen.
Help!
He had a gluten allergy.
He had a gluten allergy and just shoved a Rice Krispie down his throat.
But this is when Grandpa wins. FBI shows up.
Yeah.
And then, we're not done yet. Dad shows up. We see that Dad's like, hey, I'm going to take these kids out for some pizza or
It's
something
like
that.
Pizza Hut or something
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, he decides to become a friggin' dad at this moment.
Yeah. And then they get off in the car. They take off. Cue awesome song.
Oh, I forgot. It's a hip hop song or whatever.
Yeah, it's just 3 ninjas with clips thrown in, hip hop song.
Hiya!
Yeah. And there's just quotes from the movie.
It's like
And he
Monster Squad.
I think that's
is
why.
a
I think that's
monster
honestly why I passed out because I was like in a trance, listening to this.
It's like a 6-minute song, dude.
yeah, it goes from beginning to end,
Yeah.
the credits. I was just like, what the fuck is this song? And I just fell asleep.
Yep. And then we woke up an hour and a half later and said, well, we're not going to record tonight because we're exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird, man. It was
But,
a weird
um,
night. I
was
don't know what
nice.
happened to I think we got roofied.
Yeah, I think so too.
Our Little Caesar's Pizza got roofied while watching 3 Ninjas.
Basically, though, that's 3 Ninjas. Let's go around the room and do our 1-sentence summary. Matt, we'll start off with you.
3 ninjas, more like 3 stoners.
These are my jokes.
I know.
You're stealing my jokes.
Do one for Chris's joke.
If you want to be ninjas, you should watch 3 Ninjas.
Oh!
All right.
What's yours?
3 ninjas, more like a good time. I enjoyed this movie.
I love it. It's good.
So we all liked it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a kid's movie or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's enjoyable. It still holds up. I mean, I haven't seen this probably in 20 years.
Yeah, it's something from my
And-
childhood for sure.
But I don't know. Like I think.
I mean, you're not gonna get much from a fucking movie like
No,
this
but
movie.
like Monster Squad's one of those ones I hadn't seen since I was a kid back in like early '90s, and then when it came back out on DVD, I got to watch it again, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this movie actually kind of like it still kind of holds up. It's a really entertaining movie. I feel like this. I don't know, but this one was just kind of. It was too.
I only recommend it if you've if you grew up.
If you grew up with it.
yeah,
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
If you've never seen it, then don't even.
I remember.
bother.
Okay, and I think it's very much a kids movie though. I think it like.
There's fucking slide whistles and
I
boing
know.
noises.
Well, I mean, like it really
boing
hits
noise.
it like.
I don't know.
Like when we were kids in the '90s, it hit at us pretty hardcore. And we're like, that was a pretty fun.
like I want to be a ninja. Like,
Yeah.
I still want to be a ninja.
I would like to one day,
That's where you come in.
but I also want a family.
I have a
first.
jar. All right, well, that's 3 ninjas. We'll see you in the second part for the genre breakdown.
Power of the kids. Power. Kid power. Power of the kids. Power. Kid power.
All right, welcome to the second part of the podcast of When Kids Take Charge. Let's start off with a few questions. What are some other movies that fall in the same category? Matt, we'll start off with you.
Obvious ones like Goonies, Explorers maybe.
Are you asking me or telling me?
I don't know. Explorers, Monster Squad was one I mentioned earlier, and then I think the mother one is Home Alone.
Yeah, that's the best one. I feel like.
Yeah, that's the...
Or Jumanji, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
You're just reading off a list. You just
No,
found on the
of
internet.
course I'm not.
Toy Story 2,
Toy Story, The Sandlot.
The Emperor's New Groove.
I don't know.
Really?
These are kids, and it doesn't mean kids take charge.
It's like I feel like it's a movie where kids are presented with with peril or some sort of situation that puts them in peril. I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the ultimate ones for that, and I'm not saying it's a great movie by any means. It's not a very good movie, but like House Arrest
Oh,
is a
yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Like that's your ultimate of the kid's fantasy of we're in charge now. You know, like I am the parents now. You know what I mean? So
What are you quoting?
I was trying to quote the Tom Hanks movie.
Oh,
Captain
Kevin
Phillips.
Phillips.
Kevin Phillips.
I am the parents now.
I am the parents now, and
Who is the parents? I am the parents.
I am the parents now. So no, that's like the whole. That's like the ultimate like wish is to be like we're in charge. This
Yeah,
is our.
yeah,
You know, you're the kids.
This is our time.
Up here. Oh my God, house arrest is that? It's their time up. Well, that's the opposite.
Oh.
So the
It's
kids
our
are
time up here.
the kids are Troy, and the parents are the Goonies.
The bucket.
Yeah,
Their
the
choice.
bucket.
Their
Troy's
choice bucket.
bucket. I think they do give them a bucket down there for pooping
They
and
do.
peeing.
Yeah, well, of course you got to have that. Man, that's a disgusting. They never. they never really
They're
went.
down there for like a
I don't
week.
think there's a working bathroom down there.
If I remember correctly, there's not.
There's just like a Hawaiian setting, I think, like a
that's all.
backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Hanto, do you have any other movies that fall in this category?
What about Surf Ninjas?
I don't remember it.
Really?
Yeah.
It was just like essentially it's like third ninjas and
Third Ninjas.
they're third ninjas.
Okay.
Rob Schneider's there. Snyder from the Three Ninjas is there.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen is
Yeah.
the bad guy.
I don't remember this at all. Was this?
Do you remember the
Surf
cover?
Ninjas?
Yeah, it was like
It has
I don't remember
was
this-
it?
it had the guy from Mortal Kombat, right?
No, is it Tino or Gino?
Or is it the guy from Turtles 2?
Turtles 2? It's
That's what it was,
Ernie
yeah.
Reyes Jr.
Okay.
He was he does like a lot of stunt work, whatever now, but
Okay.
he's also the little kid from The Last Dragon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do you remember that movie?
Yeah, vaguely.
It's like
I
the little
remember
kid
this.
that teams up with
Yeah.
one of the comic relief or whatever.
Yeah, vaguely. Yeah, I kind of
yeah.
Holy crap! Everybody's in this movie.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen's the bad guy,
Yep.
and starring Game Gear.
Yep, I do remember that. Do you have any other movies?
I wrote like Blank Check.
Blank Check's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a legit one.
Let's see. Maybe Problem Child.
Yeah, I would say that.
Another,
That still
like,
falls under the
that
kids
kid
take
doesn't
charge.
give a shit. You know, like
He's taking charge.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that kid is bad.
Richie Rich.
Richie Rich.
Heavyweights, maybe.
I put Heavyweights on mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Heavyweights. That's a good one. Like
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
them taking charge.
Well, it's like they get sent to the camp and what they don't want to do, or they feel like they're pressured to doing shit that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah.
and they kind of
Take over.
they take charge.
They take charge. They
Camp
kinda take
Nowhere.
charge.
Camp Nowhere.
I can't. What's that one?
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, that's another.
I never saw it,
situation
but,
where
yeah.
an adult takes some kids to a camp.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm looking these up as you're saying. Camp Nowhere.
Yeah,
Everything I mentioned.
I have never seen this one before.
there's
Oh,
young
now
Jessica
I remember
Alba.
this cover now.
Yeah,
These are all like okay. Now I'm looking up. I remember these covers in the video stores. And
Yeah.
I never watched.
I don't think anybody watched them. They just know the covers.
I
Yeah.
watched them.
Yeah,
I
like,
know you did. I know
I was
you
gonna
did.
say because this looks like Bushwhacked. You guys remember that
Yeah,
one?
but that's
Bushwhack's one
is that-
kinda-
wouldn't-
Kids take charge, maybe.
Well, I guess that's another scenario where.
Oh, I got a kids take charge. Whitewater Summer.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Good call.
That movie's like actually pretty intense.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that's an
Yeah.
intense movie.
I was like, I don't know. I was always kind of terrified of Kevin Bacon because he's such a prick in that.
Oh,
movie.
he's horrible
Yeah.
in the movie. Yeah, that's a
And
good
then-
one though.
Okay, what are movies that don't fit into this genre that are kids movies?
Star Wars.
Any
No, that are
movie,
kids' movies.
Godfather.
Sin City, U2 Elevation, U2 Elevation.
You're just naming posters. In this room.
I'm just thinking of movies. Yeah, you said Star Wars. Star Wars is right there. Dave Chappelle's Block Party.
Yeah, these are stuff that don't
No,
fall
I'm
in
saying
that
like
category.
that are kids movies. Like for
Well,
instance,
I
like,
did have one more I wanted to bring up in the
Okay.
category that we didn't talk about. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Oh,
I think-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's along the
Adventures
same
in
lines.
Babysitting.
Say what?
Adventures
Yeah.
in Babysitting.
Adventures Babysitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot in this category. But what were you
Yeah,
gonna say? What's your
I was
question?
gonna say what kids movies that aren't in this genre. Like for instance, like Mighty Ducks would be one. That's
Yeah.
like, it's very close in the same kind of like storyline.
Yeah, I
But,
mean,
like,
just
they
because
don't
there's
really
kids
ever-
in it.
Yeah, just because there's kids in it, they don't ever take charge. Like
Yeah.
they never.
Well, you got a lot of like the Big Green,
Yeah.
Little Giants. A lot of the sports
Yeah.
movies did
But that's
that.
not like those aren't movies that have like peril, like dangerous situations. Or whatever,
No, it's
you know?
not.
No.
Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
But I'd almost say like something like Bad News Bears.
Yeah, I did put that down.
Okay, Bad News Bears. Like the kids kind of take. I don't know if they take
I
charge.
wouldn't
Or they,
consider that though.
you will or
I
won't?
wouldn't consider.
I kind of
Okay.
because the characters at least, you know, they drink beer and they don't give a shit.
But it's not
and,
like a perilous situation though.
It's baseball.
I guess there's like the balls coming really fast.
Yeah, and you
get
gotta
in the
protect
chest.
yourself.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
get in
Because
the
if
chest,
they
you're dead,
lose,
you know?
they,
Yeah.
they
You
gotta
gotta-
go home to.
They're abusive parents and
Yeah,
stuff.
they're abusive parents. They don't care about them.
So if you had to pick the ultimate movie out of these, are we all agreeing Home Alone?
Yeah, I think so. I do prefer New York over first one. I think.
I don't know. It's been a while. I like 4 over the first 3.
That's what?
I don't.
What?
I never saw it, but I was like, yeah, I bet
Wait,
that's a good movie.
I bet it's good. I bet it's better than the other two.
I bet you it's a good
Well, I
one.
think we only like 2. I don't know what accent I just pulled off right there. We only like 2 because of the Talk Boy. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
the same exact movie.
Yeah, it is essentially the same.
Yeah.
But he's like in the city now. And there's actually more like in the
Oh,
first.
okay.
But no, in the first one it was like he was stuck in the house
Yeah.
and it was just like the wet bandits.
Yeah. Oh, but now they're Sticky Bandits.
But sticky bandits. But now they have like the hotel concierge, like Tim Curry.
No, there's a lot more to it. It gives
Yeah.
it's a little bit more of a free reign. There's more like territory to cover,
Yeah, yeah.
which it's fun to watch. Matt, are you saying Home Alone as well?
Yeah. I would say that. I don't know. There's something like real genuine about that movie.
What does Home Alone do better than Three Ninjas? What makes it a better movie?
I think you genuinely care about the kid. Like it doesn't seem like.
Just you get more family dynamics. I feel like
Yeah,
like
I think it's a more of a relatable situation as opposed to how many kids can relate to being a ninja and their
Yeah.
house gets broken
Yeah.
into,
Yeah.
or being a little kid.
Is
Yeah.
Kevin the middle? Yeah, Kevin's like the middle child.
Yeah,
Isn't
he's
he?
kind of
Yeah, for the most.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh no, he's the second youngest, I think.
yeah. It's just you just have so many kids in that house.
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, he's not getting any attention. Like you feel kind of bad for
Yeah.
him, like the way everyone's treating him, and it's like,
Yeah.
and then the whole storyline is that everyone forgets him basically.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it's a mistake.
Oh, wait, okay, so is there something though as an earlier example before Home Alone of a movie where kids take charge? Can anybody think of anything like that?
I'd probably Home Alone 4.
What?
No, is that not right? Is that what you asked?
I can't think of anything. Like,
I
I mean, as far as like the kid movie genre,
I mean, like Goonies was before.
mean, you still had that
Goonies,
kids,
that's
you
fair.
know.
Oh man, that's stupid. Yeah, because I always forget Home Alone's like 90 or 91
Yeah.
or something like that.
But I think
like,
that's the.
I would almost want to say like, did that genre pop up because of like say Goonies? Like, is there something earlier where has it always been around, or did it not pop up until the?
I think
80s?
it's always been around for the most part. Like even like Annie,
Yeah.
you kind of got that hint of it. But
Yeah.
I think then when Home Alone comes out, then that's when it. I mean, '90s was pretty big for these Kids Take Charge movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of kids movies like coming out back to back, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more. I guess like live action rather than like cartoons. I guess.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty much it. The only one I
So
can,
we want to say like the origin of this genre is 80s. You know,
I'm gonna say
like,
Annie, Little Orphan Annie, man.
I would.
But that's not really take charge.
I wouldn't
Not-
really consider that.
What about the toy
toy?
with Richard Pryor?
Oh, that's not
the
bad.
spoiled kid with all the money.
Yeah.
He takes charge.
That's not bad. See,
I'm
there
gonna-
you go. There, but is that 80s?
It's like early. 80s,
Yeah, it's
I
like
think.
early '80s, I think.
Okay. Anything from 70s, 60s, or
Willy Wonka. Those kids take charge, man. They do what they want, and that
oh,
chocolate
they actually
factory.
that is kind of an
And it
interesting
all leads to their
example.
downfall.
Yeah,
They're-
it all-
they're
yeah.
deaf.
They all. Yeah,
die.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They all die.
So yeah, I guess that Willy Wonka would kind of count.
Okay, we'll say Willy Wonka.
I'll go with Willy Wonka. Why not?
It's all right.
Willy Wonka.
It's all right.
It's alright. Okay, now I was thinking about this watching this movie. Like, this is obviously for a specific audience. The older you get, you don't relate to it as much. Like when you're a kid and you watch these movies, and you're like, yeah,
Like I
you're
can do that.
Yeah,
you know?
we are the adults now, and you said,
Let me ask you this though: did you ever daydream when you were a kid about fighting, like getting in situations where you had to fight? Like you ever see? Okay, here's one movie for you: Sidekicks. Okay, did you ever have?
That's my movie.
Yeah, you know how in that movie he daydreams with him and
Yeah.
Chuck Norris fighting like older people.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like, did you ever do that when you were a kid? You'd like daydream. Like,
I do that
scenarios?
today. I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
So you're gonna make fun of me, and instead you decide to go the other route and be like, yeah, I still do
I
that.
presented myself to be made fun of.
Because I used to do it all the time. So it's like, I guess watching a movie like Three Ninjas or Home Alone.
I guess
and
it's
you-
just like an
if
escape
you-
for kids. You
Yeah.
know, it's just like I'm in charge now.
Throw that, you gotta throw that clip in there.
yeah. Throw it at the end.
I am the captain now.
No, I mean, like as you get older, though, and you watch these movies, you don't relate to them anymore. Because like when you're a kid, you're like, yeah, we're grown ups, or we're kids, but we're the grown ups now, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But then when you're an adult, you're just kind of like, I don't know, you just kind of look back on it, and you're like, man, I remember being a kid, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, you just like, is this for a specific
I
audience?
feel like it's for us growing up in the '90s and just kind of like looking back at our childhood. I guess it's
Yeah.
a good like kind of a nostalgic value to it.
yeah.
Nothing real. I mean, it's not like a fucking Oscar worthy. You know,
No, not at all.
not getting much out of it. It's just like a total escape movie.
Yeah, and they're for kids for the most part.
Yeah.
Ages, I don't know, like 3 to like, what, 14 maybe?
30, 3 to 30.
Just made it.
Well, you know, I've heard a lot though with people that go back and rewatch, or people that go and watch Goonies that never watched it when they were a kid, really don't like it.
That's wild to me.
That's wild to me too. But like I heard that like that's very common.
Also-
Also, I just talked to somebody this week about that.
Also, if
and
you
they
grew
said
up in the
they, like, they're
80s,
like, yeah, I
or
don't
if
like,
you're
don't like it that much.
if you were born in the 80s, how the fuck did you not watch that movie?
Yeah, I don't know how like you skipped it. Like,
Well,
it's-
there's always movies that people miss.
Yeah, there is.
but that's a big one. I feel it's like you know when people miss Star Wars, I'm like, where the hell was your childhood? Like,
Yeah.
that never fell on your table anywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, what Braveheart I never seen.
But that's not like a.
But I know, but we're talking about categories. I mean, like there's.
But
like,
that's
that was a huge.
That's
movie.
an R-rated movie, pretty hard, like a hard R-rated movie that came out when we were pretty young.
yeah,
Yeah.
it came out when I was like 9, I think,
Yeah,
or like
Was it-
8.
But
like,
it's still movies that I've missed. That just I was like, oh, I just never got around to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's you're able to get away with that. I feel like some
Yeah,
of these movies.
But when it's a kids movie, yeah.
yeah, because it's like I don't know what the hell else are you watching. I guess you know,
No, that's a good point.
like it's a pretty huge movie. For
Okay,
its time.
okay, for instance, I think a really good one from when we were kids too, and I think this one still really, really holds up very strongly today is Hocus Pocus.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
good.
really
That's a good one.
solid.
I haven't
kids
seen it in a
movie.
long
I
time,
know,
but
But no, it still holds up. It's not like bad or corny. It's like the special effects in it are awesome.
Yeah.
Like the story's really good. It's a great Halloween watch.
yeah.
Like it really, really holds up still. And I think I would almost have to put it in like the same kind of bunch.
Yeah,
of
like
Goonies where it
childhood,
still looks
you know.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this as well. Do these movies still exist?
Ooh.
I don't know. What was the last example of this? That
Like specifically this type of movie or anything that would like for kids today, is there a movie for them or
I mean, just in general. I mean, like I said, the '90s was a big boom for these kids taking charge.
yeah,
Kids are the adults now.
yeah.
We are the adults now. Man,
that should be the
You
that
should-
should be the podcast category.
Yeah.
yeah. We are the
Played
adults
it every time we comment on it. Like,
No, I mean, are those movies around anymore? I mean,
man, I can't think of a single one.
Or
that-
are they around? But since we're adults, we don't see them. Like maybe they are still around. But
maybe
we
they
just-
are,
we
and
just
that's a
grew
good
up.
point. I mean, like, because
I feel like a good movie, like out of this category, I guess, would be like the Frozen. I feel like for kids today,
yeah,
like that's the equivalent of like in 20 years or whatever, they're gonna be looking back and be like, "Oh, you never seen Frozen?" Like, what
I
the
never
hell?
saw Frozen.
I mean,
yeah, okay, that's a good
I'm more
example.
kids, you know.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
it. I actually,
No, that's
you
a
know,
good point.
it's-
Yeah, you missed out on it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there were plenty of movies in the early 2000s that we missed on, but we were like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we just
Clock Stopper, Snow Day.
that was a good movie.
Oh,
A couple ones I remember that I never saw them, but they came out around
Yeah.
like
sure.
those
Never
years
saw 'em.
that like I wasn't
Never
watching
saw 'em.
kids
Yeah.
movies anymore.
Boat Trip.
Boat Trip with Cuba Jr.
I just wanted to talk about it. You guys want
Oh,
to
that's I thought
Oh,
I
that's
was thinking
funny.
I was thinking of Gone Fishing.
Oh yeah, Gone Fishing.
Gone Fishing.
All right, so no, what makes a genre? What has to have in it? I mean,
Like, what are the appealing factors?
well, yeah, I mean, you got
Whatever.
to have kids. Obviously.
Okay, I feel like adults have to be the antagonists
in some sort of way. Yeah,
Yeah, in some sort of way. Like, if you look at House Arrest, yeah, they're the antagonists, but they're not like evil. I'm not saying they have to be evil. Like
No, but they're
Monster
the bad
Squad,
guys in the movie.
Monster
Yeah.
Squads are monsters, but they're all adults, right? But like in a House Arrest, they're adults, but they're not really they're not horrible people. They're just the antagonists of the
Yeah.
story. So I feel like adults. It can't be other kids. It has to be adults. Mm-hmm. Home Alone, like all of them, kind of fall into that.
yeah,
But it definitely, I think what you were saying earlier, has to be a situation of peril.
yeah. Like it's a dangerous situation, and there's nothing that the kid can do
Yeah.
but take charge because he's the captain now.
I feel like it's just a giant daydream, basically.
Yeah,
It's
essentially,
like
I guess
a kid's daydream is what the kind of the
the
outline for these
situation's
movies
pretty
are.
exaggerated.
and
I
you
guess.
can, you can even throw movies like Explorers in there,
yeah,
or I mean, to an extent, you could probably throw E.T. in there. I mean,
yeah.
it's a kids' movie essentially, but they're taking charge. Those
That's a
ones-
good. I think that might be a
Actually, that works.
because when the government comes in,
Yeah.
and they're trying to save ET, obviously,
Yeah. I mean, that's, there
the
you go.
infamous
Government's
the
adults.
infamous bike chase scene, like they're escaping the government, pretty much.
kids take charge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's a good example.
Yeah, I think that's a good example. Yeah, I think that's about it, though.
that's all I got.
I can't really think of stuff like today where there's like movies kind of like this.
But I agree with what-
Actually, I'm gonna say Super 8.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't a fan of that movie.
I love that
me
movie.
neither.
That was great.
But no, I do agree with you that it's hard for us to say because I think it goes under the radar because we don't pay
We're
attention
just kids.
to them.
We weren't.
We're not
Yeah,
kids, and it's
yeah.
a very and kids see this, but adults don't. So is there like a way? And is there a way, or is there a movie, and as an example that you guys can think of where that particular kids take charge movie crossed both candidates, adults and kids?
Yep, and I'm so glad you just asked that because I was going to bring it up earlier. Is
Because E.T. 's-
Kick-Ass.
Okay.
Okay.
Kick-Ass is both. I
But
mean,
kids,
it's,
kids can't watch it though, can they? No, 'cause
it's
it's-
starring kids.
I feel like if
it's a brutal movie.
I
and
feel
it's
like if kids
vulgar.
are playing like Call of Duty today, I'm sure they've seen Kick-Ass.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I would recommend it for
I haven't
kids,
seen
No, I definitely wouldn't.
but I mean,
yeah.
it's both those lines. You got your kids
Yeah.
But is
taking
there-
charge, and you got the adults that it's fun for.
It's also, I
adults
guess,
too.
same like comic book creator, but Kingsman. It's kind of another movie where it's
Yeah.
like the kid is taking charge.
Well, you can even throw in those like the Hunger Games movies.
Yeah, that's I
Oh,
feel
Spy
like-
Kids.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about
Spy
Spy
Kids,
Kids.
yeah,
huge
okay.
one
So
that
there are-
I
I
never
watched
seen.
one actually the other night, Maze Runner.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of young adult books are being transferred
Yeah, it's
over.
kind of Harry
yeah.
Potter. You can even say like the Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Okay. So yeah, we're
Okay.
Hunger Games.
Yeah, I feel like we just broke ground with
Yeah,
this.
like seriously, like I feel like the viewer, like listeners, are probably like, why are they not mentioning all of these huge movies that came out in the past 10 years? And we're like,
everything's like it's coming first full circle. It
Yeah.
all makes sense.
yeah,
Yep.
but okay, but those aren't really, they're not kids though, they're more teenagers.
It's the same. It's
You
the
know.
same thing though.
Okay.
Because like the
Harry Potter would work, but I
Harry
feel
Potter's
like
a good example. I
he's
think
only
Maze
a kid in
Runner's
the first
good.
two.
Hunger Games, there's definitely kids in that
Yeah.
movie.
Well, you gotta realize these kids movies we watched. I mean, they're all in like the 10 to 12, maybe
Yeah.
13
Yeah.
age range.
Yeah.
And then like with Maze Runner and all this stuff. I mean,
It's the
they're
same thing.
pretty close to
Yeah.
it. I mean, yeah, it's not.
I
a big
think, but
difference.
you know, I think one that could be able to be a great view for both audiences though is Home Alone. Goonies, I think you have to rebuttal that because
I still
what we
like.
talked about with,
I
like,
think
if
you
you
could
haven't
still,
seen it since.
but I think you could still watch it having not seen it and still enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, like, but I feel like Home Alone, like, you can, like, even adults can watch that movie and enjoy it, and kids can watch that movie and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it's not like one of those ones, like, you had to either grow up with it,
Yeah.
or, neither one of us had to grow up with it. It's like, if you were both the first time view it, you both like it.
Yeah. Dennis the Menace. I feel
Okay.
like one we didn't mention.
Little
Yeah.
Rascals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like we just broke ground.
I think
with this
90s
one.
is a good era for this type of movie.
It
for
really
sure.
is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we all were kids in the 90s, but
Yeah.
we'd probably say the same thing about the 80s. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's more in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
More ones that like stood the test of time.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, well, I think that's going to wrap up this week's genre of Kids Take Charge.
/ I am the captain now.
/ I'm Kevin. Colon.
Yeah. Hashtag I'm the captain now. Hashtag Captain Phillips.
Join us next week when we do big budget blockbusters, and the movie we're doing is probably the most recent film we've done in a while, and we're going to be doing the 2015 movie Jupiter Ascending, starring Channing Tatum.
Mila Kunis?
Mila Kunis. We're going to have a lot to say about this one. So, but again, join us next week. If you can, we'd really appreciate it if you would like us on Facebook. We are under Cinema Cult on our Facebook page, and rate and review us on iTunes and SoundCloud. We'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you for listening. I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Honto.
We'll see you next time.